What's going on, everyone? So the Los Angeles Lakers yesterday took an L to the Minnesota Timberwolves. And I know it's frustrating, but this is something that I talked about would happen. And like I said weeks ago when it happened, do not panic. It's not panic mode yet. The Lakers are still in decent shape. Problem is now is they no longer control their own destiny the way that they did prior, because now they're reliant on certain various teams to finally start losing and dropping the ball. Where if they won outright, Lakers bare minimum probably get into the 8th seed, maybe even potentially had a shot for the 6th seed. But like I've always said, the 6th seed was more than likely out of reach. They needed so many dominoes to fall into place in order to get the 6th. The 7th or 8th is what I shot for. Like I said, if it happens, great, beautiful, right? But realistically, it's something that you hope for, but don't expect. 7th or 8th is where it's at. The Lakers still fully have a real opportunity to get the 7th or 8th. They have to win outright, right? You have to win your final 3 games against the Golden State Warriors, the Memphis Grizzlies, and the New Orleans Pelicans, which I expect. I've been pretty spot on in this last month or whatever. The only thing I got wrong was the Milwaukee game, which I thought would be a loss. But if you remember and you've been following along, I said the Lakers would lose 3 games the rest of the way. I said that they would lose the Milwaukee Bucks game, which again, I was wrong. Gladly take that. I will always be thankful to be wrong when it benefits the Lakers. I said that they would lose to the Indiana Pacers on the road game. They did. That was one of their losses. And then I said that they'd lose one of these 2 games against the Cavs and the Minnesota Timberwolves, that you had to get the Cavs game, right? Did the whole free throw analogy. If you don't know what I'm talking about, go look at yesterday's video. But did that, and they won the Cavs game, lost to the Timberwolves. Now, I didn't expect LeBron James to sit that game. I didn't even expect Anthony Davis to, get elbowed in the eye or whatever, right? See how it goes with him. I expect him to be back. He's been excellent this year at just kind of playing through that. I think he knows, LeBron, everybody knows how important it is to get these last 3 wins. So I do expect everybody to be back. But again, it sucks. It's a tough spot. And we're in this spot because of how the Lakers played previously, right? And even like a team like Sacramento, if you win those 2 games that you had to win against them, guess what? Now you're tied and potentially looking to leapfrog them rather now than relying on them taking a couple L's. But luckily, the Lakers are still in very good shape. And here's why. I want to break down some of these games going forward for you all. So starting with Sacramento. Sacramento's the 8th seed, and they're one of the teams. The Sacramento Kings and the New Orleans Pelicans are the 2 teams that I think we have the most likely scenario of overtaking. And starting with Sacramento, they play the Oklahoma City Thunder on the road. The Thunder need to beat them. We need to root for the Thunder. Now, there's always the concerns that these teams sell, right? But the Thunder are actually playing for something, right? So this is an important game for the Thunder, so I don't think that they're just going to pack it in and call it a night. But after that, the Kings play the New Orleans Pelicans. So again, another important game for both sides. Whoever wins that game, or I should say lose that game, it's beneficial for us, right? Now, personally, this is me, and I'll touch on this again briefly when we get to the Pelican side of things. That Sacramento Pelicans game, I personally think that the Pelicans should lose because the Pelicans, we have the tiebreaker on. And then if you win outright, you play the Pelicans for the final game. So if they lose to Sacramento, you beat the Pelicans and win outright, well, then you leapfrog the Pelicans. So that's something that I'm hoping for. Again, touch on it here more in a moment. And then the Phoenix Suns. Right? Again, another game which either way could be beneficial. However, like I said with the Phoenix and the Pelicans game, I wanted the Pelicans to lose, that I wanted Phoenix to win. But unfortunately, the opposite happened. Again, we'll dive into that here in a moment. Let's go into the Pelicans, because again, another team that I believe the Lakers have a real chance of overtaking. Look at the Pelicans, Portland Trail Blazers game. Probably beating Portland. More likely than not. It'd be great if Portland beats them. Fingers crossed, right? Let's root for it. But realistically, they probably beat the Portland Trail Blazers. So you have the Sacramento Kings game. Again, Sacramento, in my opinion, we need them to beat the Pelicans just because, again, we have the tiebreaker over the Pelicans. We don't have the tiebreaker over Sacramento. So then we need the Golden State Warriors to handle business against the Pelicans with the assumption the Lakers beat the Warriors. If the Lakers lose one more game the rest of the way, then enjoy the 9th seed, in my opinion. Now, could they still technically get there? Sure. If the Pelicans lose outright, right, or lose 2 of the games, Lakers win 2, then technically you could still get there. But if Lakers lose one more game, that's it. Like if they lose to the Warriors, enjoy the 9th seed. At that point, rest LeBron, rest AD, have everyone happy and healthy going into the 2 play-in games. But to me, when it comes to Pelicans, we need Sacramento and Golden State to win. Both of those teams handle business against the Pelicans, then the Lakers would be in really good shape. Now, lastly, the Phoenix Suns. This is a great example of why. I made a whole video diving into why I wanted Phoenix to beat the New Orleans Pelicans. And I had a lot of people disagree with me, right? I don't just say these things because I think it sounds good. I say it because of the data and I'm diving into and looking in and exploring all the different possibilities and scenarios, right? And if you actually watch that video in its entirety, I broke down a lot of the different scenarios, 3-way ties, all of that stuff. And however you sliced it, whether the Lakers beat Minnesota or not, right? The Lakers' best benefit was for the Pelicans to lose. I know a lot of people see that shiny 6th seed and they go, right, we need to get the 6th seed, right? And I want the 6th seed, absolutely. But the Pelicans could have won, and I said this in the video, right? The Suns could lose and we still might not catch them. To me, give us the guarantee. Give us the, hey, if the Pelicans lose and we play them and we handle business and we win, guess what? Guaranteed, we leapfrog them. We're Phoenix. They could lose a couple games and we still might not catch them depending on how it plays out. So to me, I wanted whether the Lakers win or lose, Pelicans losing benefits us, right? And then you hope that the Clippers and some of these other teams handle business against the Suns and then you leapfrog them too. But to me, give me the best case of a realistic scenario rather than the hopeful, maybe if 15 guys end up missing the game, maybe the Lakers, just to me, it's like, give me the thing that I can count on. And the thing that I could count on was if the Pelicans lose, the Lakers if they win that game on the final game of the season, they're the 8th seed, right? To me, that is where I want to be, even with this loss, even with the loss that they had against Minnesota. But I digress. So, Phoenix Suns. Again, not impossible to catch Phoenix, but we're going to need some help from our buddy, the Clippers. Which the Clippers, luckily Dallas came back and won because the Clippers now have to play. They have to show up. They cannot afford to lose these games. Ideally, they win both. So, the Clippers and the Suns play literally back to back. They play the game on Tuesday and then Wednesday. First game's in Phoenix, second game's in the Clippers. You need the Clippers to win both of those games because we ideally need the Suns to beat the Kings, right? And then hopefully, also you got to keep in mind 3-way tiebreakers, right? You don't want 3-way tiebreakers because if you have a 3-way tiebreaker, then the Lakers are at the bottom of that totem pole because it goes to division wins, which the Lakers lost to the Sacramento Kings 4 times. So any division, any type of it goes to division, the Lakers end up dropping to the bottom of that totem pole. So right now when you're looking at the standings, Lakers are the 9th seed. They are a game and a half out of 6th, right? They have 2 losses. They're 45-34. You look at the Sacramento Kings are 45-33, and then everyone else is basically 46. So everybody's going to bare minimum, more likely than not, unless the Kings end up dropping the game to Portland, which fingers crossed they do. But let's assume Sacramento beats Portland, right? That would put them at 46 wins. So bare minimum, we have to get to 46 wins because even if everyone else loses outright, right? 47 wins because we got to be 1 game better than Sacramento and we don't want to get into any 3-way ties because we lose. You got to keep that in mind. So the Best case scenario, Lakers win outright and they would finish 48-34, right? Win their last 2 games. So you need Sacramento to lose 2 games, right? Which would put them at 45 or 35 losses, right? So Lakers have 1 game better than them. And then you need the Pelicans to finish with ideally 35 losses, but realistically 34 losses, right? And then if they go with 34 losses, then you would leapfrog them. So if they lose 1 and then you win that final game, that would give them 34 losses and you leapfrog them. Here's the problem and the concern with Sacramento, because Sacramento lost, which is what, or not, sorry, Sacramento, Phoenix. Here's the problem with Phoenix, and here's why it was a concern that Phoenix lost. Why I wanted Phoenix to win. Let's say the Clippers beat Phoenix twice, right? Let's say that they beat Phoenix twice. And Phoenix finishes with 34 wins. Lakers win outright. Beautiful, right? Lakers, guess what? They finish they finish ahead of Phoenix. Not if the Pelicans end up winning or end up basically ending up with 34 wins. Because now you are 34 losses. Because now you have a 3-way tie. So Phoenix losing increases the likelihood of a 3-way tie, which is what I said in the previous video. Everything that I said in the previous video about, hey, the Lakers need the Suns, all just came to fruition. And the problem is we basically need Phoenix to lose outright. If Phoenix loses outright and the Lakers win outright, then that would be beneficial. If not, at this point, we kind of just need Phoenix to beat everybody. Beat Sacramento, right? Because let Phoenix have the 6th seed. We move into that 7th or 8th, and you don't have to worry about any 3-way ties, right? You hope that the Pelicans lose a game, and then you beat the Pelicans, and now you leapfrog the Pelicans, and now you got to play Sacramento in the play-in game, right? There's still a lot of different possibilities. There's still a lot of different outcomes that could end up taking place, but this is the most, to me, you're counting on the Pelicans to lose 1 more game. 1 more. So to me, have Sacramento beat the Pelicans. Now you just need to win. Now you just need to win outright, right? Because the last game would be against the Pelicans. And then you leapfrog the Pelicans. And now you play Sacramento for that play-in game. And, Sacramento or hopefully Phoenix, right? Hopefully they beat Sacramento. So that way you don't have to worry about those ties or anything like that. Maybe Sacramento falls 3 ways and then you get into the 7th seed. That's a possibility, right? But my concern now is Phoenix ends up finishing with 34 losses. The Lakers finish with 34 losses. And then Sacramento or Phoenix or the Pelicans finish with 34 losses. And now the Lakers are in just bad shape. That's my concern. So anyway, as always, this is a discussion. I pass a question on you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. Just want to kind of give you a little update, give you a little insight, kind of break some stuff down for you all because I had lots of these questions in the live stream, so I wanted to answer them. But let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. That being said, if you haven't liked this video, hit that like button. Helps me a lot. Helps me enjoy these types of videos. Truly appreciate it. Not subscribe channel, hit that subscribe button. Turn on the bell notifications. Appreciate y'all. See you in the next one. Thank you.